Most people think that massive success comes from huge dramatic changes, but let me tell you, the biggest transformations in my life didn't come from some grand overnight shift. They came from small, consistent habits that compounded over time. I have built a 7-figure business and 2 8-figure businesses, transformed my health, and created the life that I never thought possible, and not because of luck, but because I committed to these 8 small habits that over time changed everything. And if you apply these consistently, I guarantee they'll change your life also. Let me tell you something that most people don't realize. Your daily habits are either your greatest weapon or your biggest weaknesses. I used to think success was about big moves, starting a company, launching a new project, going all in. But the truth is, success is built in these small moments, the tiny decisions you make every single day. Didn't wake up one day with $1 million business. I didn't wake up one day in peak shape. It was small daily disciplines stacked over time that got me there. So habit number 1. And this is a big one. This was a huge one for me. Instead of going to reactive, you're gonna go with purposeful, intentional. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, scroll through social media, and let the world dictate your mood, you've already lost. But if you can control the first 60 minutes of your day, you control everything. No phone the first hour. Protect your mental clarity. Hydrate immediately. I do this every single morning. 16 ounces, BP and electrolytes, right to the head. You've slept for 7 to 8 hours. You're dehydrated, no caffeine within the first 90 minutes. Take your supplements, take your electrolytes, hydrate. Then move your body, even if it's 5 to 10 minutes. You're getting old, not old, older. 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, movement, mobility, whatever it is. I choose mobility. A quick workout will change completely everything. I used to roll out of bed and immediately grab my phone, and guess what? Within seconds, I was in react mode. Emails, text, negative stuff, whatever, DMs on Instagram, whatever it may be, it just creates, you wake up, your cortisol spikes already. That movement, that cardio, whatever you do in the morning, curbs that cortisol so it doesn't take all day to run it. You don't work out and then you put all these reactive things that's happening into your brain, you're spiking even more cortisol. The day controlled me instead of me controlling the day. The moment I stopped this and I committed to winning my day or winning my first hour, my focus, my energy, my productivity skyrocketed. Habit number 2, that move daily. Most people wait until they feel motivated to work out. Here's the deal with motivation. Like I tell everybody that joins the Agoge, why do you want to join the Agoge? If it's to look good naked, that's not going to get you out of bed in the morning. Motivation is like a drug. It comes and it goes. Discipline and consistency is what matters. That's the habit that you have to build. You'll never feel motivated every day. It's just not gonna happen. That's why movement needs to be the non-negotiable habit. Even if you don't feel like it, you do it. Exercise daily, even if it's just 15 minutes. Build upon that. Build discipline, not just in fitness. If you're building discipline around your body, around your fitness, around your habits, that's going to transfer into your relationship, your kids, your finances. I can't get you to save a tenth of what you make if you don't have the discipline to put the cookie down or get the 15 minutes of movement in. Build the discipline and it will transfer into other areas of your life. Train your mind to push past this resistance. Back when I was running multiple businesses, like 7 at one time, I convinced myself that I was just too busy to train. And because of that, I started to see a pattern on the days that I worked out. My mind was sharper, my energy was higher, and my stress was lower. So movement isn't just about fitness, it's for everything else in your life. Now listen, when I was doing this, just like good habits stack, well, negative habits stack. So if you're negatively stacking those habits where you're skipping things because you're not motivated or you're too busy, well, that's gonna head you in the wrong direction that you are. And then you were like me, you went from 240 at single digit body fat to 240, almost 30% body fat. Not a good look. Habit number 3, plan your day before it starts. Most people have an alarm, but the reality is you should have a reverse alarm. You should have an alarm when you're telling to go to bed, or an alarm an hour before you have to go to bed so you can start prepping the next day. So like for me, I look at my calendar, have my GSD list. I set the intention the night before. Most people wake up and just go into their day with no plan. They just react to whatever comes at them. That's exactly why they struggle to get ahead. Write down the top 3 priorities before the day starts. Time block the most important work that needs to get done. This way you can eliminate distractions before they even happen. So when I was building Johnny Slicks, I had a million things to do every day. I was getting buried in tasks that just really didn't move the needle. I just thought that I was just doing work. It wasn't until I started planning my day the night before, writing down the top 3 priorities, that I started to make real progress. And that's how we became an 8-figure business in under 7 years. Habit number 4, reading 10 minutes a day. Whether it's reading or whether it's audiobook, knowledge is power. One of my very first, actually my second platoon sergeant told me that. He was like, the most biggest leadership principle is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And it goes beyond everything, like being financially literate, being a good communicator, great leader. All of this comes from knowledge. And there's no better way to gain that knowledge than borrowing it from somebody else's mistakes, borrowing it from their lessons. And we live in a time now where there's infinite amount of information out there. So if you're not learning, you're dying. This idea that learning stops in some sort of collegiate level, right? We go to high school and then some people don't go to college and they think that like, I've got it. I don't need to learn anymore. Or I go to college and I don't need to learn anymore. No, you need to be a student of life for the rest of your life. Every successful person I know is constantly learning, growing, and evolving. And one of the simplest ways to do that is just read for 10 minutes a day. Learn from people who are ahead of you. Expand your thinking and problem solving. Be open-minded. So making reading a habit, not an occasional thing. There's a lot of studies out there of what it does if you actually read every single day, but I get it. It's not for everybody. So Audible, listen for 10 minutes a day. Whatever it is, it will be a beneficial thing for you and it will change the way you see the world. When I started getting serious about self-development, I made a commitment to read every single day, even if it was just 10 minutes. Over time, those 10 minutes compounded into hundreds of hours of knowledge. And that knowledge now turned into actions that changed my life. It helped me drive the business forward and implement things in my personal and professional life that has changed the course of all of our companies and my life. Habits 5 through 8, stacking your success. So here are 4 more small habits that create massive change over time. Expressing gratitude every single morning shifts your focus from stress to opportunity. I had my old operations chief on this podcast and he goes, if you don't wake up, now granted, like a lot of us are on borrowed time. If you don't wake up that morning with a smile, just get your ass back in bed, smile before you get out of bed. Be grateful for the time that you have. There's a great story that I heard saying, hey, if I gave you $1 million, would you accept? Of course, everybody's like, absolutely, I would accept $1 million. But what if I told you, if I gave you $1 million, the next morning you wouldn't wake up? Would you take that $1 million? Well, no, of course not. Nobody's gonna take that deal. So that tells me waking up is worth more than $1 million. So every single morning you should express gratitude. Ways to do that: text 3 friends, text 3 contacts in your network. Hey man, I appreciate you, X, Y, and Z. Guess what's gonna happen when you do that? You're gonna receive 3 positive affirmations back. Hey man, really appreciate that. Appreciate you too. Expressing gratitude shifts this and your focus from stress to opportunity. Habit number 6, we have a protein deficiency in this world. The average person who joins the Agoge over this past 6-7 years, we've been doing this, men are consuming 68 grams of protein a day. Prioritize your protein in whole foods. Single source ingredients. Stop eating shit. Stop eating crap that's putting in your body. Fuel your body for performance in your day. The way that your food changes the way that your brain operates. And here in America, we are just eating poison. Prioritize protein, get at least 1 gram per body weight that you are. Eat that first. Then come the other stuff, which should be vegetables and fruits only. Number 7, track your wins. I know this can be a hard one and people struggle with it. It's like, well, I'm just doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. Like it's just wins. But the thing is when you write down these small victories daily, it helps you build confidence to show you what you're doing over a period of time. This is actually really, really crucial. People do have a hard time with this, but what gets measured can be improved upon. So it's important that you track your wins, as small as they might be at start, but keep a log of them. The last one, get 7+ hours of sleep. It is crucial that you get not just sleep, but quality sleep. This goes back into planning your day, like having a sleep routine, winding down at the night. And maybe it's that 10 pages of reading that you do at that night, wearing blue light blocking glasses. For me, I take my BPN peak sleep gummies that just came out. I used to do the hot chocolate, but now I do the peak sleep. And then I also dim all the lights. I use red lights in my house. I use blue light blocking glasses. So I prepare my body to sleep. And what I've done since then is I don't have to sleep for as much, but I get that quality sleep of deep and REM sleep. And I use my Aura to track that. And that helps you fuel your recovery, and you wake up not as groggy, and you can just own your morning. Goes back to the very beginning of this video. So what happens when you do this? You start committing to these small habits and your entire life shifts. You start every single day with clarity and momentum. You develop self-discipline, you develop confidence, and you become the kind of person who actually follows through. Most people are looking for some big breakthrough to change their life. But the truth is, it's these small, consistent actions that add up over time that create real transformation. So again, Nick, what if I mess up? What if I miss a day? Listen, you're a human being. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is progress over perfection. You'll have days where you mess up, you skip a habit, life takes over, you just get off track. It's normal. What matters is that you don't let one bad day turn into a bad week, into a bad month, and you get to the end of the year and you're like, what did I even do? The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. So just keep showing up, and over time, you'll be amazed at the results. Listen, win your first hour, own that 60 minutes, move your body, plan your day, be intentional, read daily, express gratitude, eat freaking clean, prioritize that protein, track your wins, and prioritize the sleep. When do we start? We start tomorrow. We don't wait. So again, drop a comment with which habit you're gonna start implementing first. And if this provided value, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and share this with your friends so you guys can do it together and create an accountability partner. Remember, you are built by discipline and you're driven by purpose.